Up to this point, most of the hands I've been showing you are in imps, and that's because I like the imps game, and also I was coming back from that long period of 3 months or so where I didn't play much bridge, and I didn't want to get into all the head play of match points. But I also had some goals to get out and play live for the first time since the virus. So, and I've done that. And this was a hand that came from a sectional, and I didn't play it. And we got a bad score at it. And it's in match points. And I found this hand interesting because it was in match points. Um, well, what happens is the auction goes, what's she got? 8, 10, 15, 19. So, yeah, one diamond, a heart, two no trump. And I bid diamonds. I'm sitting north. And and we got a 3 no trump in. Correct auction, without a doubt. Now, the thing about playing match points, and we can talk more about this, and if I remember and I can figure it out, I'll try to put a tag. I think I have a video on match points versus imps, is that every trick matters. And this auction seems pretty good to me, which makes me think that everybody, every table, and there were 13 or 14 tables, 13 in our section. So I thought less than that. It was a 10-point match game. So you were 10. You could score. The max you could get was 10. But everybody's going to be in it, right? So the game doesn't matter, as Jeff Mextroth famously said. There is no game bonus in match points. This is an example of that. The game bonus is absolutely meaningless. The only thing that matters is who can take the most tricks. And so you can't sit down to a match points hand like this and say, okay, I can make this contract and then knock it out and make it, because you'll get a bad score, right? If everybody's making 3 plus 2 and you're making 3 flat, just making your contract, you'll get a bottom score. And if you only make 3 plus 1 in this section, it turns out that gets you a sub-average score. You actually have to go full out to try to score all your tricks. And it's not obvious. It's not obvious. We have 3 spade tricks, and we have 3 heart tricks, and we have the ace of diamonds. So we start out with 7 tricks. If the king of diamonds is sitting here, we might be able to work a couple more diamond tricks. And if the ace of clubs is here, we can certainly score one club trick, right? Because we can't lead twice at it. But the diamond suit is the interesting one. We have a 7-card suit, meaning we're missing 5. Good Lord. Means we're missing 6. Right? So if they are breaking 3-3, the ace, king, queen will cover them. It will also work if in those first 2 leads, the jack happens to fall. And then and the jack and the 9, and then the 8 will be good. So if you were to play this and you only needed 4 tricks, you might just take a finesse over the 10. If the 10 wins, then you can drop and play the ace, and hopefully the rest will fall. But I think that the play, and I'm willing to be corrected on this, is to instead take the lower chance, right? That's a 50-50, because you're trying to score as many tricks as possible, is to simply plop down your top tricks. And there's the 9, one of the missing cards, over the 8-7. And there's the jack. Now, as it turns out, right, so now we're good, even if they're 3-3, but also if they're 4-2. I'm going to have to find some discards for them. And since I can only score 1 club, I think I'll throw those 2 away. Not sure that's right. But it turns out that was a 4-2 split, right, with the jack 9 here. All right. So if I'm going to take a finesse at this point, now is the time, right? I got 2 good spade tricks, and I got a lead up to the ace. Or let's see, if I take the lead up to the king right now, then the problem is that the finesse is no good. So yeah, so I'm going to try to take a finesse here. Now notice I can't really, the missing 10 is a problem. If this guy has to play the 10 here, then I can score, and this is the king falls or something, but I know the king is here. So I can now lead to the ace, but I think now is the time, right? I've scored I've got 2 tricks, so I got 7. I got the ace of diamonds. I got 2 spade tricks. That's 10, and I think it's time to see what's going on with the clubs. And so we get the king of clubs, and we still have an entry back there. So I think I can throw one of these away, play the king. Now we've got 11 tricks. Sorry, 10 tricks. Right, and then I'm going to go for. I guess we can play to see if we can get the 10 to drop. And when it doesn't, yeah, he had balls, so it didn't really matter. And we make 11 tricks. This is great. The only score that you get better is that you can do better is if they start with a club, right? 3 no trump, lead the 7 from the ace jack, and now you're scoring the 10 later on, getting another club trick. So you can make +3 if they start with a club, but that's not on you. That's on the player, the declarer here in match points. You have to not play this hand to make your contract. You have to play this hand to make as many tricks as possible. +2 is a fine score. It doesn't get the +3 that the club leaders gave away, but it does do very well. So when you're in match points and everybody's in the same contract, you got to play it for as many tricks as you can possibly imagine. So before we move on to my usual tales of woe and show you how I figured out how to correct my errors in those hands, the theme of our series here, learn from my mistakes, I thought I would show you a fun hand I just finished, because it's a successful use of restricted choice. Restricted choice is this idea that when you're missing the queen and jack, I may misstate this, and one of them is played, that percentages would show that the person who plays that honor had no choice but to do it. And that if you rely on that, you over time will be more successful. I have no idea how. It seems a bit like voodoo to me, and it always has, but some real smart people have said it's true, so I just do it. Anyways, it comes up in this hand, and because I got to a contract, a slam contract, nobody else was in, it was critical that I use restricted choice. So the bidding probably wasn't great, but I used a game-forcing diamond bid. My partner showed 3 hearts. I probably could have showed him the ace of diamonds, maybe even bid 3 spades, I don't know. But I just bid 4 hearts. And partner asked for key heart cards. I'm not sure how you would show a spade void here, but it really doesn't matter because you don't want to show a spade void. That's not a useful void. So instead you show them your 3 key cards, and the key cards are the aces plus the king of hearts, the king of trump. So I have 1, 2, 3. So I show them 3. They use 0, 3, 1, 4. Show him 3 key cards, and he asks for the queen. Okay. With the queen ask, you show them your first king. So I show them the 6 clubs, and we end up in 6 hearts. So the robot starts with the 5 of clubs. Now, as I look at my hand, I have an 8-card trump fit headed by the ace, king, queen. This means that I have a pretty good chance of pulling down a 3-2 fit and having no heart losers, but the distribution of the heart suit is critical. I'm missing the jack-10. He starts with the club, and I can see that I have the only issue is this diamond fit, because it is going to pose a problem as well. Here I have 7 missing the queen jack. I decide to start by playing off some top trumps and seeing where we're at. And when I play the ace of hearts, West throws the jack of hearts underneath it. Now this is the restricted choice. Why is he playing the jack of hearts? He could have the queen and jack, right? And if I then went to the dummy and took a finesse, I could lose to the queen. But the chances of him having the queen jack, I guess, is the point of restricted choice is a lot less than him simply being forced to play the hearts. So what I did was crossed to the dummy and took a finesse, relying solely upon not my complete understanding of restricted choice, but upon the understanding of people who say so. And I take a finesse, and it works, and I can now pull down the final two trump with the king and the queen. Now, I'm not out of the woods. I did manage to escape relying on restricted choice, the heart problem. Now I have two trump left. I have a winner in clubs, and I have two diamond winners. So, what to do next? Well, I took myself out of the club suit, not that it matters, and crossed to diamonds. And then I took a finesse. Notice the jack of diamonds has fallen here, so I'm only finessing for the queen. And this time he has the jack queen, which means he has a lot of them, right? Because we see the six of spades here. And now if he leads back a diamond, I'm fine. If he doesn't, well, I'm really not in any problem either, because if we've been carefully counting, we know that the diamonds have only one left. In fact, he's got no choice but to give it to me. And we win. Ta-da! Here's a hand where the contracts don't matter, yet again. I've got 8, 9, 18, 19 points. Is that right? 10, 19 points. So I'll start with a diamond, and my plan is to rebid to no trump to show a balanced 18, 19 point hand, but I buy the contract for a diamond. So we're sort of lucky we find ourselves with a fit at least, but partner has 5 points, and I have my 18, 19, whatever it was. So, we're at 24, but we're in one diamond. So again, game bonus doesn't matter. Game bonus doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is I take as many tricks as possible, period. You got to get as many tricks as possible. We have to deal with the ace, queen, 10 missing in the diamond suit. We only have the one spade, and then we'll be roughing with our small diamonds. We have a missing king here, and we have 3 clubs. So 5 diamonds missing. If they're split, we will have to deal with that. But I go ahead and start taking tricks. Right? Start taking tricks. So I'm going to go ahead and lead. Let's see, I'm missing the ace, queen, 10. I'll start with the jack, right? Hoping to just kind of keep the 10 of diamonds out of play first. And I did, but oh no. He's not throwing the 10 of diamonds under there unless it's a stiff. All right? So if he had the queen in the 10, he would play the queen because that grows up as 10. So we can now decide that all of the rest of the diamonds are over here. So he has got ace, queen, 5-3, ace, queen, 5-3. So ace, queen, 5-3, and now he has ace, 5-3. Now we can deal with ace, 5-3. In fact, he starts out with this one, and we're pretty confident we can win it low. Where do we want to win it? He's got a high one left. The 10 is gone. So why don't we win it over here? Do I really want to leave this suit open? I could take both of his tricks out right now, but I think I'll leave it where it is. And what I want to do is start taking this heart ruff, which seems like it will lose, but no, it wins. He covers it, and now I can just start taking hearts and would not mind him roughing once. Right? And I just am going to try to I don't want to rough. I want him to rough. So I'm just taking as many tricks as I can. And he should rough this. Yeah. with the diamond. He can have this one, and then I'll get the king. So is 3 a good score? Right? Well, yeah, it would have been a good score. I didn't get it the first time around, right? But we can see that the king of spades is the max we can get, right? But double dummy, absent some error or fortunate heart lead, right? That's it. That was the best we were going to get. So match point scoring again. Making the contract's meaningless. Making the contract's a bad score. Making the contract +1 is a bad score. Look, all of this, you can see double dummy. Maybe you can't, squinting. But you've got to make the max, which in this case, according to double dummy and according to the scoring on that board, was to make 2. This was in an ACBL match points hand. I had been, I switched to some match points tournaments to get ready for the sectional, and it may have shaken my confidence a lot. Yeah, it's just so much more complicated than playing imps pairs. And in that last hand, we saw that you needed, even if you're in game, you still have to be thinking about taking as many tricks as possible. Here we get to game, but there's a little bit of a twist. Okay, we have a 2/1 auction. This is game forcing with diamonds. I like to show shape off after this bid, so I show the extra diamond, and they show me their second suit. There's something like 5 or 6 diamonds and 4 clubs, or maybe more clubs, but they have an unbalanced hand as well. I have 2 spade stoppers, and I jump in with 3 no trump. If they've got a couple of hearts, we're going to be good. They probably don't, though. They probably have 1 heart. Indeed, they do. And they have 6 diamonds. I have 6 hearts. I have 1 diamond. They have 1 heart. So we start off and we only have the ace and king as top tricks. So I need to make 9, and I have 4 top tricks, and I can't develop the long suits, right? Because I can lead up at this diamond and maybe catch 1 diamond here. And if the queen falls, right, if I play king and ace and the queen falls, then I'm good. But otherwise, the spades do not give me enough time to play the diamonds or hearts again. What's going on with the spades? They have 9, which means the best possible split of 5-4 still defeats me. After my second spade stopper, they get in, right, which they will have to in hearts or clubs or diamonds, whatever, they'll get in and they will beat me. And had I realized this at the start, I would have been in much better shape. Right? If I'd recognized they're going to beat me, I need to get as many tricks as possible. Everybody's going down. Everybody in 3 no trump is going down. The question is, how many tricks can you take? -1 on this hand turns out to be near top score. You can go down 1. I didn't. I went down more. And here's why. I needed to sneak a trick, right? I can get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? 3 clubs. I'll get 3 clubs. I'll get 2 hearts. I'll get 2 spades. And if I just recognize that as the reality, the first thing I'm going to do is try to sneak a diamond trick by while I still have time. And they let me do it. If I have 2 diamonds, right, I'm going to set up that trick. So of course they hold up. Right? I don't have 2 diamond tricks, 2 diamonds in my hand, so they don't know that. Right? So they let me have the 1, and I abandon it. I got 1 trick there. I've got the king and queen, 1 more spade trick. That's 3. I've got 2 heart tricks. That's 5. And then I've got 3 club tricks if I can just knock out the ace. Now here I am literally playing to go down. Why? Because I don't think anybody's going to do better than this. Right? Now I've got 3 tricks. We'll go see about the king. Right? We got a chance here, a small chance, albeit, that the queen of hearts drops. If the queen of hearts drops, we're going to run a lot of tricks. When it doesn't, then I have to content myself with my 8 tricks. And this 8 tricks would, like I said, would have been a near top score. Might have been a top score, though. But, right, that's the difference of 1 trick. I played it, went down 2. If I had just snuck a diamond trick at the beginning, when they didn't know what was going on, right, we would have been fine. It certainly isn't hard, but it's a little deceptive, um, and, uh, and and you have to get an extra trick to do well in this match points hand. So 3 of clubs. Great, somebody's mowing the lawn. Hope that isn't too loud. 3 clubs, solid club suit with 9, right? So we have 6 clubs, 7, 8, and 9 tricks. So immediately you should focus on how do I get another trick. That trick is the only one available is the Queen of Spades, and you get that by leading at the Queen. Now, the problem is this, is that you need to be careful not to block yourself, right, when you don't have any entries up there. And you need to, oh, interesting, they didn't take their other diamond first this time. Okay. So the question is, when do you actually want to take this? When they're solid, so you got, I guess I would take, there's no reason not to take, try to pull the trump first. I'm doing this just so I can have a good clean entry. And we find out that we're not going to be able to do it right away, that there's 1 left. Right, so what we need to do, if we just lead up the Queen now, the problem is that they can just put us back on the board and our ace is blocking the Queen. So we need to take the ace, and this is where you are taking that little bit of risk necessary to score well at match points, and then throw that up there. The king gets played. So you're giving yourself a chance to have the king to your left so that the Queen can score. And there's 1 club out there still, which is the only scary part. But once we survive that, we can use our ace of clubs to pull the last trump, play the Queen of Spades, pitch the 8 of hearts, and throw 7 up there. Yeah. See, it takes a surprising amount of careful play on this relatively easy hand to get that extra trick, which means if you're not laser focused on scoring the Queen right from the start, you're going to do a number of things wrong. You're not going to have an entry. You're going to block the spades. It's kind of dicey, right? So good player is going to be thinking, okay, I got 9, I got to get more. Recognize you don't have anything in diamonds. Recognize your other heart isn't going to come clean. And then see that Queen of Spades up there and think, I got to try to get, I have to take a chance that the king is in the right place. Right? This is not a guarantee, but it's not a gamble either. Either the Queen is good or it's not. Right? So you had to play the ace of spades first. You had to have an entry. So little tiny details, and they get you a good scoring board by scoring by scoring an extra trick, which you are definitely entitled to. So that's it for this week.